I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, I didn't recognize you. One of the reasons I didn't recognize you is you seem to have gotten a lot thinner.
Yeah, I have.
Where's this kind of thinning out coming from? Fill in the gap of what we're not understanding.
I left because
The very last interview that we did where you walked away, you was pretty pissed or whatever. Do you remember what it was?
because you were getting too in depth with my business, like I was.
Like I just did now?
Yeah.
Like I just did now? Listen, this is what I do, okay? This is what I do.
You want to be the boss?
You gotta pay the price? So what price are you paying?
God, what price am I paying? That's actually a good question.
What's up, YouTube? I want to give a big salute to my daughters for consistently showing up and showing out in the gym this summer. But now that school is starting, I won't be able to go to the gym with Katie. So I'll be training with him virtually on our new channel, Atlanta Daily Workouts, where you'll be able to follow along with Katie training his clients virtually, including yours truly. Have access to his live kettlebell class and just watch good-looking people working out live. Come and get fit with us. Atlanta Daily Workouts. Now back to the content. What's up, YouTube? Atlanta Street Interviews out here with the update. So, how you doing, young lady?
I'm doing good.
Doing good?
Yeah.
So, have you been out here this whole time?
No.
No? Where you been?
Honestly, I've been making money to pay for hotel rooms by asking people for money, but same old, basically, but I'm doing pretty good now. I've been getting on my feet. I do appreciate y'all giving me donations too from my Cash App, because that's got me a long way as well.
How, if you had to like add it all up, like, you know, just, you don't have to be exact or nothing, but how much do you think it got into as far as the Cash Apps? If you had to add them all up.
You guys made it up to at least $500. I'm not even gonna count.
Okay,
Everybody was sending me 50s, 100s, 20s. It just stacked up in there, and then I looked at got a new phone because my other one got stolen, and I just got a new phone, and I looked at it, logged into it, and it was up there. At least $500 was made by y'all.
Okay. So, I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, I didn't recognize you. One of the reasons I didn't recognize you is you seem to have gotten a lot thinner.
Yeah, I have.
Where's this kind of thinning out coming from?
It's thinning out more because I've been fasting more. It's not that I'm not eating, but I don't eat a lot of meat anymore. I eat more like vegetables, stuff like that. I don't eat fruit.
Okay.
I don't eat meat.
I'm looking at your face. It doesn't look like drugs or anything like that. But has there been any of that? So besides weed and alcohol, besides weed and alcohol, has been any harder drugs?
Yeah.
Okay,
Nothing,
right, but no pills, no
Nah.
cocaine, hard, ice, nothing like that? Okay.
That's no go.
And so I'm gonna, I ask tough questions, okay? Have you, sold yourself since being out here?
No.
We don't judge, just to let you know. We don't judge, and we know that things happen. We know that people have to make tough decisions sometimes.
Nah, I didn't have to because y'all really kind of helped me with that part. So I've really just been staying at a hotel. I had paid for a hotel with you all's money that you all sent me for help, and honestly, I made a lot of new friends.
Yeah, because you had you were staying with like 2 girls or something like that?
Yeah.
What happened with them?
They ended up moving. They moved, Florida. One of them lived in Florida already, and one of them lived in South Carolina. So they just went back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why didn't you go back home?
What is home?
Huh?
What is home?
Sounds like Tulsa.
Not.
No? Have your people seen the videos?
Oh, I don't know. I've talked to them since then, though.
You've talked to them?
Yeah.
They didn't mention it or nothing like that? So when you talked to them, what were those conversations like?
We kind of cried because we miss each other, but
You talking about your mom, your dad?
my dad.
Okay, your dad.
Talked to my dad. Yeah.
Okay. And so, because when we talked before, it didn't sound like the situation was very good. So things have gotten better with that?
I wouldn't say things gotten better because it's just mainly when we're up close and personal, like face to face, it's more of like an energy change. But then when we're on the phone, it's completely different though. So.
Okay. So, because what were y'all crying about?
Because they was saying how they missed me being around, and
that doesn't sound like home to you?
No.
No? Okay.
They can say all the sob stories in the world. It's not gonna change what I want to do for my life and what I want to do instead of what they want forcing me to do.
What did they want you to do? What are they forcing you to do?
They wanted me to grow up and be just like them and fall under what their generations were doing. It's more of like a family like legacy thing, but it's more like a legacy to where it wasn't balanced. It was no structure there.
But is there structure here? It doesn't sound like it. You're living out of hotels, you're panhandling, things like that. You've gotten so thin, like, and hey, model look for sure, right?
Yeah.
You can go walk a runway, but I guess is this more structure than what's there? I mean,
there's nothing there for me. That's why the whole reason why I left. I said that in the last video.
Wait, sounds like they love you.
They don't love me.
What were the tears for?
If they love me, would they be here with me? Or would they be sitting there in Oklahoma gossiping around me?
Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you this question. Okay? So if they were to pull up right now, right? Just out of nowhere, they would have just pull up and be like, oh my God. Okay? How would that make you feel?
Disgusted.
Disgusted?
Very disgusted.
Why?
It's the audacity. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Like it sounds like you were just saying that if they loved you.
But this is YouTube and stuff though. So like I'm not gonna put all my information out there. I'm only gonna tell y'all what from my perspective and what's going on in my life. I'm not gonna put my business out there.
Well, but that's fine. I guess we're just trying to understand what's going on though, because you just said that. Well, they haven't. If they love me, they would be right here. They would be here. Would I be here and they're there? Okay, so I'm saying if they pulled up and showed you that we're here, how would that make you feel?
Very disgusting.
Okay. Help us to understand. You don't.
It's been 9 months. They haven't reached out to me. They didn't know my number. It's more to it than just, oh, I left them, or I feel some type of way towards them. It's not even about that. It's about the principles. I sit there and I send them my number. Each phone that I've gotten, I've sit there like, hey, this is Jemiah, send it to them. They haven't said nothing back. They'll leave me on scene. So it's different. I'm reaching out to them. Mother's Day, Father's Day, all that stuff went by. They didn't even, my adopted dad, I reached out to him on Father's Day, and he hung up in my face before I said anything. He never called me back. So
did he know it was you?
Of course he did. He knows my voice.
Yeah. So I mean, okay, I guess, it just makes us more curious as to what it is you're not telling us. Because here's the thing about that stuff, right? It's not about putting all your business out on YouTube. It is about...
It is.
No, let me tell you, it's not. It's more so about, you'll be surprised. Look, every day now, right? We gonna talk. I'm gonna bounce the corner. We gonna talk. All right. So, see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, trust me, I've done thousands of these. I'm telling you, it's not... Take it off of you. This is about the people watching too. Right. This is somebody that you're gonna help with your actual real story. Right. Not just kind of like the covered over, the parts you don't want to say. Yeah. There's somebody that is going to either be warned about a situation or they're gonna be encouraged to talk about their stuff they went through. Right. You know how many times I get emails, people say, man, I didn't used to want to talk about the stuff I went through, but man, when I see the people on your channel and they're opening up, it makes me open up.
Right.
So help somebody out. Help somebody out right now. Tell us, fill in the gap of what we're not understanding.
I left because I'm not gonna be stuck in a generational curse to where the dynamic was not... I know there is plenty of people out there right now, probably the same age as me, maybe a little older, but have gone through where their parents don't sit there and teach you what it's like to actually be alone on your own in the world. I was one of them where my parents would tell me certain stuff, but they wouldn't sit there and be like, this is what you need to know for when you get out there on your own.
Right.
So, growing up, I actually really took care of myself. I only had really myself. So, over the years, I've just learned to cope with how I feel and not say just neglect how I feel, but like work through those emotions and learn how to heal all those childhood traumas and wounds.
And I get that. That's pretty much what I okay. That's pretty much what I reckon what I was about to say. Let me be reaching for my thing real quick. But okay, so yeah, because and that's what you're supposed to, right? You're supposed to learn how to process your different traumas. What if you could just name just one, right? What type of trauma are we talking about? What type of trauma did you have to heal from and things like that?
PTSD and abuse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I forget what happened on the very last interview that we did where you walked away. You was pretty pissed or whatever. I do want to dive into some of the stuff that you was talking about on your interview, right? Because some of it, when I went back and looked at it, and some of the people agreed, it's kind of like I didn't get some of it. Now see, this is the stuff I'm talking about. So because that's a far-fetched story, and you just told two different versions. You said that first you said they got sick, and then you said it was a house fire.
Well, they got sick and they couldn't.
Like I say, you came here.
Nah.
It kind. Well, now hold on, don't do that. Do you remember what it was?
Because you were getting too in depth with my business, like
I just did now.
Yeah.
Like I just did now. Listen, this is what I do. Okay, this is what I do. Listen. I have been given the authority by God to do this and to get all up in your business, and it's not for the sake of one thing or another. Right. It's multi-purposed, okay? But one of the purposes is to just allow you to express the things that you've been through and talk about it. Sometimes people need to talk about it. A lot of times they do. And so that's more so what it is, okay?
Okay.
So all up in the business. No, you look fine. You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Okay, because here's the thing, right? Like, you're not much older than my oldest daughter, okay? Right. You're just a few years older than her. I couldn't imagine her saying the stuff you're saying right now. I couldn't imagine her being like, I just had to come out here and learn. So I'm gonna ask first, what have you learned? And then two, I'm gonna preface that by saying, okay, we know that you have handled yourself and you're doing well and you're doing better now and everything else. Tell us about the bad parts. Tell us about the parts where you thought like, man, I don't know if I should be doing this. I don't know if I should be out here or whatever. Tell us about some of those parts.
One of the main ones is survival. Having somewhere to lay my head every day, struggling with where I'm gonna eat, where I'm gonna sleep, what's my next moves, things like that. And it has a lot to do with, I wouldn't say it's my fault, but it's not anybody's fault. All I can do is blame myself. But so the survival part about it, I gotten to the point where I move strategically. Like, you can't tell everybody your business, and you can't tell everybody where you're going, what you're doing. You have to learn to make your next move your best move.
Absolutely.
So once I heard that saying, make your next move your best move, I took it in consideration as move to where you need to move, but move to where your next move will be, okay, I didn't accomplish something that day, so now I can move on to the next level or the next step of my life.
Yeah, set small goals.
Right.
Set small accomplishable goals so that you can achieve them and then keep one foot moving in front of the other.
So I be journaling now, like a lot more since the last time I had mentioned journaling. But
your energy is different now.
Yeah.
You're a lot more humble now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're a lot more humble.
It takes a lot.
It
takes a lot to be this humble. And
no, it takes life. It takes life kicking you in the butt sometimes.
Yes.
Life got to kick you in the butt so you can humble yourself, because when we talked before, you had all the answers.
When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade.
I tell you what. So, because I mean, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
If you could hop in a time machine, right? And if you could go back to the first day that you got here in Atlanta, and you could tell yourself anything. Now, mind you, you're hopping out this time machine and you're looking at yourself, but you look different now. You look how you look now versus how you look when we first met. What would you tell yourself? Just anything. What would you tell yourself that if you only had 30 seconds to give any message to yourself, say what those 30 seconds would be?
First of all, trust no one. Second, if it's not beneficial, it's artificial. So meaning if it's not beneficial, it's artificial. If it's not benefiting you, if it's not making you grow, if it's not helping you to elevate, if it's not sitting there, if they're not putting money in your pockets, or they're not sitting there wanting to bring you on the path, or you bring them on a path, and you guys are on the same energy, same wavelength, and there's no growth there, or you don't feel like you can accomplish anything with that person or people, then it's not beneficial, it's artificial.
Now, if you would have heard that from yourself, do you think you would have understood any of that, or you'd have been like, so you would have fully understood what you just said?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I get it, because I understand what you're saying, but I don't know if you getting off that Greyhound bus would have been like, huh? Or you just been like, what? Beneficial, artificial? Like, do you think you still would have linked up with those two girls that you linked up with when you first got here?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so you wouldn't have done any of that.
Nah.
Did things go left with that?
They stole from me, but other than that, it is what it is.
And see,
material things you can always get.
Do you remember I tried to like say something about that? I was trying to like, I didn't want to like, I know.
I gotta learn on my own. If I don't see, that's the
is there a way that you can learn without bumping your head? Like, is there a way you can learn where people just give you a warning and then you learn it that way? Because that would be the more beneficial way.
But most that's where my parents.
That's what they want to do.
That's exactly why me and my parents get into so much. What you just said.
Okay, go ahead.
Literally explain why me and my parents will never get along. Because how you just said, listen to what all that listening I did all the way up to 13 years old only led me jail, going places where I didn't want to go.
You went to jail at 13?
I went to juvenile. You can go to juvie.
Juvie? Yeah. You can go to juvie here. You can go to juvie.
I know, but
so
I'm saying.
What'd you go to juvie for?
Now you
like dumb stuff like. You doing this again?
What you go to juvie for? God damn, that ain't their business.
Listen, okay, we were doing so good. We were doing so good. Okay, we were doing so good. Okay, so because that's not nothing. Like the other stuff I've asked you is deeper than that. That's not nothing. That's just literally just Jesus, understanding.
I'm explaining something. So why'd you go? No.
Well, because you said you were. Well,
let's switcheroo.
So hold on. So because
roll the camera.
So here's the thing.
Back to you, John.
So because I have a 13-year-old daughter. I have a 13-year-old daughter, right? Yeah. I could imagine her going to juvie. So I was just asking, well, what was it for? Was it for like shoplifting and stuff like that? Or was it for like arson or assault?
It wasn't even anything illegal. It was mainly because I was listening to my parents and what they wanted me to do, what they were guiding me to do, led me down the path of, destruction. It didn't lead me to where I'm out, I'm free, I can do what I want, I can pay what I want, I can make my own money. They didn't teach me any of that. At 18, I swear, 2 years ago when I was 16, I didn't know anything about money. I knew how to count money. I knew how to read, write, and all that stuff, but I didn't know the basics of how to save money, how to pay for an apartment. Schools don't even teach you that. So when I'm out here by myself, I done learned how to do all those things. They're not teaching you the basics. They're teaching you the basics. They're teaching you the surface level. Your parents My parents taught me the surface level of things, and they showed me the surface level. But underneath all that surface level stuff, that I always knew it was something deeper than what they were telling me. So, yes, I listened. I wasn't the one that was type of defiant.
Right.
I took what they said in, and I did what they told me to do. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit there and.
You didn't see the results that you wanted to see.
I didn't see any results. All I saw was me.
Well, you sound like you saw negative results.
Getting into fights and arguments with my mom. Getting into fights and arguments with my dad. It got physical. Getting into fights and arguments with my brother.
Let me ask you something. What triggered you when I had just asked that about juvie though? Like, why did that trigger you out of everything? Don't do that. I told you I was already given the authority from God, so you gotta question him if that's the problem. Okay. Let's have a little talk with God real quick. Okay, because I'm curious. Like, why does the 13-year-old girl go to juvie? Like,
listening to the wrong crowd, the wrong people.
Like her peers and stuff, like your friends. Okay. All right, I ain't gonna press you.
It could be family members too.
Yeah, I get it, like cousins and things like that.
Family has a big influence on you when you're young too.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, they're not supposed to influence you to end up in juvie though at 13. That's that's wild.
Yeah. The last time I went to jail, I was 16.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, I ain't gonna press you. I don't want you to get triggered again. All right, but you know I'm gonna ask my questions. Don't be acting brand new. Well, listen, we appreciate you. Okay, right. Answering 90% of our questions. Okay,
and more questions.
Listen, no, we're good. So I mean, shout out your stuff. Is it pretty much the same stuff? Is it like the same Insta, same Cash App?
Oh no, it's a different Cash App now.
Okay, what's the new Cash App?
I don't have the new Cash App, honestly.
What happened to the other one?
Like I said, the girl stole from me, so they kind of took all my phone and all that stuff. So, yeah. That's
rough.
Yeah.
But the haircut looking good now. Yes, sir.
But my Instagram is Champagne She the Toast.
Is that the same one as last time?
It's no. It's Boss Man Lyric.
Boss Man Lyric? Oh Lord, not Boss Man D-Lo. Not Boss Man. What about Boss Woman? What about Boss Lady? What about Boss Lady? Why Boss Man?
What do you say? You want to be the boss?
You gotta pay the price? So what price are you paying?
God, what price am I paying? That's actually a good question. I have to think about that.
I'm about to say, we'll let you ruminate on that, all right? All right, well, listen, like I say, we appreciate you, okay? Yeah. And we definitely wish you nothing but the best, all right?
I appreciate y'all.
Make sure you have a good one, sweetie.
All right.
All right.